What's up, duelists? Before I get into today's video, I'm gonna make a pretty big announcement. I'm starting a brand new series with Carpath. Some of you guys know Carpath from the Format Library Discord. Some of you guys know Carpath from his top 8 performances with unique decks like Neospatian and Amaryllis. We're gonna be doing a series where we alternate post on each other's channel and do like a collaboration video or whatever, how it works. I'm basically stealing the series from Blunder and Pokegame. You guys know the idea. Every other episode will be on each of our channels, so make sure you guys are subscribed to Carpath. You can find his link in the description below, or you can find him at youtube.com/carpath9. This is going to be a really fun series where we try to break new cards or new decks every single day until we basically run out of ideas. And we have a bunch of ideas, basically. In any case, speaking of new ideas, today's video is going to be on this deck right here. And while I don't find this deck particularly fun or interactive, it is definitely an engine that is not yet explored fully in Edison format, and that's this Pacman engine. You've got a lot of really powerful cards in this format in the trap side of things. Mirror Force, Wabuku, Threatening Roar, both at 3. Solemn Judgment, Dark Bribe can help you protect your Floodgate cards like Level Limit and Gravity Bind. And you know what? I'm just realizing we don't have Royal Oppression in here. We need Royal Oppression. That's the whole point of this deck. So we can set up a Royal Oppression and then protect it. Which of these cards can we go? We probably could have Magic Jammer. All right, cool. Yeah, there we go. Yes, okay. This is the deck. You got My Body as a Shield to protect you from Raikou. You get value every turn from flipping one of these guys. These battle traps protect them from dying, and yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. You have not too many multiples of cards that can break in your opening hand. Deslocuta is the best card in this deck, so you play 3 of it, you max it, and you max Upstart Goblin to make sure you find Deslocuta ASAP. If you don't find Deslocuta, you can lose pretty quickly with this deck, actually. I feel like if you don't find one of these 9 monsters, it can be bad. But also, if you draw too many of these 9 monsters, it can be pretty bad. So you have to have the nice little balance. In the side deck, we've got a couple more D-Fissure, DD Crow, Cyber Dragon, a Gores for OTK strats, some Light Imprisoning Mirror, some Massive Restrict for Monarchs, Pulling the Rug for Monarchs, another Bottomless, and a Starlight Road. Extra deck just has a bunch of stuff that we're never going to summon except for the Stardusts, pretty much. In any case, if you guys like this type of thing, make sure and subscribe. Make sure and leave a like on the video. I'm really excited for this new series with Carpath. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The first episode should be going up on his channel sometime in the next few days, I believe. Yeah, I believe in the next few days. I think it's actually going up soon, like very soon. Make sure you guys are subscribed to him at youtube.com/carpath9. We are gonna wait a little while for a game. What the heck? Where is everybody this morning? Let me go ahead and post in the Discord, see if anyone wants to play. Oh, never mind. We got Melman 357. Good luck, have fun. I'm gonna pick Rock against Melman 357. I've been picking Rock a lot lately. Looks like he's picking Rock. I'm gonna go Rock again. Okay, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have gone Rock again. I gotta hold this. They got 55 cards. Why is my question. There isn't really a great reason to play less than 40 or more than 40 in this format. Our opening hand's pretty good though. We've got our Floodgate. We just need a way to protect this, and then we should be golden. This card is so good in this format. This plus Golem Sentry. If we were going first, this hand would have been crazy good. Unfortunately, we're not, but do what you can. Okay, opponent says think. Appreciate the communication. So they're playing Gold Sarks. You could probably just cut Gold Sarks from your deck and play 53 cards. And then just see that card sooner. Gold Sarks for Future Fusion. Okay. 55 cards, Gold Sarks for Future Fusion. This might be a hero deck. Yep, Hero Frogs. This is a list that Roundnook has played. This matchup should be really bad for us, actually. This matchup should be really bad. We need the Gravity Binds to stick in order for us to really win this one. That's our only way of potentially getting a chance here. But all things considered, like repeated Caius game 1 is going to be really hard for us to beat. And then they also have Stratos Ocean, which is a really hard thing for us to deal with as well. All right, they're going to set a card. We did find a very good one in Banisher of the Radiance. We can attack into their set monster. First, let's upstart Goblin just to see what we're working with. Okay, Deep Prison's not bad. Deep Prison's not bad. Alright, so in this moment, they can bring back Treeborn. They'll be able to sacrifice it, but then Banisher will banish it, which is kind of neat. Let's get the Medusa Worm in play, I think. We'll set Medusa Worm, we'll set Deep Prison, and we will set Gravity Bind as well. If they have Heavy Storm in 55, they have Heavy Storm in 55. There's like nothing I can do, but I need to play around them having a Monarch and a single piece of removal, basically. Like Unifrog plus Monarch. It's one turn on Future Fusion. Once Future Fusion hits play, that's actually quite good for us. But yeah, that's pretty much where we at. That's where we at. We need the Deep Prison for Swap Frog and the Gravity Bind for the Monarch, basically. Is why we need to set both. We could have just set Threatening Roar, but then we kind of get fucked by a Monarch on our guy. And then we just have Threatening Roar in play. Okay, there's Swap Frog. This effect Ascend is okay. Now, the way this card works is they will be able to activate it under Banisher, unfortunately. But it's okay. It's okay. Do what we can. They're sending the second Treeborn. That's good. That's actually very good. Now let's see if they attack. That was their normal summon. They are going to attack. And I am going to Deep Prison here. I do want to banish the Swap Frog because it's a repeated attacking threat under Gravity Bind, which is our main way of winning this game, basically. Main phase 2, do they have a card they want to set into their back row? This is the real question. No. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. Okay, so we're going to normal summon Banisher. We're going to flip summon Medusa Worm. Activate the effect. Destroy their set monster. It's going to get banished. So if it's like a Sangan or a Dupe Frog or something, it's just going to get removed from play. Dandelion. Perfect. Okay. We're going to go to our battle phase. Attack over the Treeborn with Medusa Worm. It's going to get banished as well. And then we're going to attack directly with Banisher. I mean, we're not afraid of Gores. We are a little afraid of Trag. That's the annoying one here. But we do need to apply some pressure. Now we'll activate the effect of Medusa Worm to reset it. And I am going to set, I believe, one of these. Probably Threatening Roar. Yeah, we'll set Threatening Roar. It doesn't really matter. They're functionally the same in this deck, but Threatening Roar means they won't get a chance to attack. So here they can bring back Treeborn if they want, but if they sacrifice, it's going to be banished forever. They're going to get the Future Fusion added to their hand. If they play it, it's going to banish the 2 cards from their deck, though. So that's something they have to be careful of. Says, think on the Treeborn. Yeah, exactly. You don't know if you want to bring back Treeborn here. It's going to get banished if you bring it back, and then your whole resources with the Treeborns are now gone. Us drawing our 1 Banisher is pretty lucky. I think it's very good in this matchup to have this guy plus the other stuff we need. I'm surprised the opponent Gold Sarked for Future Fusion in the dark. It probably means they have 1 or more Miracle Fusions in their hand. That's the only reason you would Gold Sark for Future Fusion in the dark. Yeah, pretty much. Alright, gonna use the Treeborn. That's gonna come back. Now that Treeborn's a liability, it can get banished. And once both Treeborns are banished, our matchup against this deck actually gets a lot better. At least in my opinion, I think it gets a lot better. Brain Control. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's going to get banished. They're going to try to attack. I'm going to Threatening Roar. I think that's a good use of my Threatening Roar. If they can't convert off the Banisher, then that's good for us. If they can, then it's a bad thing, but at least they're forced to Monarch the set monster, and then our Gravity Bind sticks around. So we have Gravity Bind for the Future Fusion, the Monarch, and potentially the one Miracle Fusion that I am reading is in their hand. Wow, they're just going to set a back row and pass back with Banisher. That's really good for us. Okay. We'll go to our main phase 1. Flip summon this guy and activate the effect. Want to banish their Treeborn, if possible. And then after this, they're going to chain enemy controller. Take control of Medusa Worm. This is going to prevent me from flipping it face down again, which is okay. But that's okay. I mean, we just get a chance to set Golem Sentry, I suppose. Yeah, I guess I just set Golem Sentry. Set Wabaku. And we'll go to the end phase. We'll get the Medusa Worm back. And we'll be good. What does he say? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Medusa should destroy... Actually, this is interesting. Let me think. So if Medusa Worm is Chainlink 1, and then it doesn't target, yeah, Medusa should kill itself. Yeah. For some reason I was thinking it targeted, but it doesn't actually target. So yeah, Medusa should kill itself here. No. It should kill. Yeah, it should kill itself. Yeah, it should kill itself. I mean, either way, you should get the Banisher here, but that was a heads-up play from the opponent, recognizing that Medusa Worm doesn't target. I didn't even remember that shit. Okay, yeah. So the way this works is this is Chainlink 1, and then enemy control is Chainlink 2, and because the only monster on their side of the field is Medusa Worm, is gonna pop it. But yeah, I think we're just so firmly in control this game that they should have taken the Banisher. I mean, it doesn't really matter because their 2 Treeborns are banished at this point. But in order for their Miracle Fusion to really go off, then that's what they need. I'm going to set the Deep Prison because if they have Heavy Storm, we're in a bad spot anyway. But also I want to okay, now it should just be like an easy victory. Because Dark Bribe will protect us from any sort of sweeper, and then Morphing Jar can help find us brand new hands, and that should just lock things up. Cool. I maybe should have set the jar last turn. I don't know if I had a chance to set the jar. I might have missed a turn on setting the jar, actually. That was a little silly. It doesn't matter, though, at this point, I don't think. We're going to flip summon Golem Sentry, target one monster the opponent controls, return it to the hand, set our Deslakuta, flip our Morphing Jar. It's going to draw 5. They're going to discard their hands to the Banish Zone and draw 5. So we're going to get a +6 here off this Morphing Jar. Wow. So they just searched Future Fusion, but didn't have Miracle. That's kind of crazy. Maybe he should have not shown me his hand. I think that would have been smarter. Either way, this is 3100, and then if he doesn't have Gores, then it's gonna be tough, and if he does have Gores, then it's gonna be tough. So yeah, this is the strength of this deck. Luckily, we had our one Banisher. I am just gonna set Royal Oppression and pass. I think that's plenty of defense. We have Chainable Wabaku, and we have Dark Bribe to prevent against the first sweeper. So they need double sweeper plus board wipe under Banisher in order to make anything happen, and I don't think that that's possible. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's possible. GG. Maybe I should be playing another Banisher. I think the 1 is plenty. You don't really want to draw double of it. I think 1 Banisher, 1 Defissure is pretty good. In this matchup, I think we do want another Defissure. I think it's going to be quite good here. Now, we saw all the stupid frog stuff, but we didn't see a single Monarch. We saw Chaos Sorcerer 1 for 1. What the hell? Okay, hold up. 1 for 1 Dandy Yeah, maybe we just want maximum defissure. Mask of Restrict also seems very good. Okay, so these 4 cards look nice. Cards that I think look kind of mediocre. Maybe Level Limit Area B. Space Typhoon for sure looks garbage. Level Limit Area B, that's probably good enough. It's probably good enough. This is maybe not a matchup for Starlight Road. I don't know, actually. We're going to cut Giant Rat, Space Typhoon. We're going to keep in the Upstarts, Threatening Roar. We're going to cut 1 Wabaku because they have Chaos Sorcerer, so they can attack, flip our guy face up, Chaos Sorcerer, banish. So that's one of my reasonings for cutting Wabaku over Threatening Roar. We are going to cut, I think, Level Limit. Either Level Limit or Gravity Bind, but I'm not sure. I might cut Sangan too, just because, like, we have defissures coming in. Now, the rest of the stuff is, like, do we want Pulling the Rug over something like Mind Crush or whatever? Or Wabaku. I think Pulling the Rug is probably pretty good. I mean, it's probably better than, like, Dark Bribe in a lot of cases. Maybe Dark Bribe is too important to protect the defissures. Maybe it's like the second Royal Oppression. I don't know. I didn't see any Monarchs from them, so I'm like really hesitant to bring in the Rug. Like, it could be okay because they for sure have Swap Frog, but I don't know how much Monarchs they have, so I'm just gonna bring in the 1 Rug. It's like a slight hedge. But it looked like they were playing a lot of different stuff. Like Future Fusion Chaos Sorcerer, that didn't seem very like monarchy. Good luck, you two. Our hand is good. We just need a piece of defense for our floodgates. So like Dark Bribe, perfect. Solemn Judgment, perfect. Anything else? Not ideal. Turn 1 from the opponent sets a monster, sets a back row. Interesting. Well, I think the best play is to go Swarm of Scarabs, Defissure attack. It's kind of a weird play, but I think it's the best play. So we summon this first. Ask the question. If they have Torrential, they would be forced to use it now. Okay, now we activate Defissure. And then we will attack their set monster. Let's see what it is. It's a Raikou. So they have a tough choice here, and they do elect to pop the Defissure. So they're going to mill 3. They milled Doomlord and Charge and Sangan. Okay. That's cool. We'll use the Swarm of Scarabs effect at this point when DB is done lagging. Say lag so he knows. So yeah, experiencing a bit of DB lag. For the DB lag moments, you got to subscribe. You got to subscribe. For the moments where DB says, you were focused on this game. You were having a good time. Now you're not. We're going to set Threat and Rug. We're going to set Threat and Rug. So basically, if they have Swap Frog, we will be able to... Okay, so they're playing Royal Decree in the Treeborn Frog deck. That's unfortunate. I don't think we have an out to that, so we might just concede this game. Maybe not, though. Maybe we just fucking are okay. Maybe we find Level Limit and we just cheese. If they don't have another starter here, then it can be bad for them. Gold Sark, okay. We just need a way to get a lot of guys in play all at once, but it's not an ideal situation. We also need Level Limit. Like, that's the only way we're winning this game at this point, then. Opponent's really thinking here. Phase Decree. Okay, so they have Royal Decree. That means we have to leave in the Space Typhoon. Their deck looks like it's all over the place. A full Frog engine with a full like hero engine with a full like Sangan Raikou charge plus decrees plus whatever. Caius is interesting. It's kind of an interesting thing to search for. Here's Card Trooper. All right, we're gonna go to the next game. That's a good card against us. We're gonna go ahead and bring in the Space Typhoon. We don't have much for Decree, unfortunately. That's the tough part here. We don't have much for Decree. The only thing we could possibly do is like counter offense. But our counter offense options are very low. They can Gold Sark for Decree. I think the plan... We saw Caius. We saw fucking Raikou. I think the plan is to bring in the Typhoon over the Royal Oppression. Yeah, we're just really soft to Decree. There's no way we can beat it. I'm not playing Swarm of Locusts because I don't think that card's that good. Now we could have Light Mirror specifically for Raikou, but it seems too narrow. Mask of Restrict might be worse than pulling the rug going first. However, that could be cap if they start Subsitoad. Maybe we just want both. We need the Bribes and the Solemn to fight the Decree. We need the D-Prisons for the low-level monsters. We maybe don't need Mind Crush. Maybe we have Mask of Restrict over... Well, Mind Crush is so good against Gold Sark. Hold up. Yeah, Mind Crush is really good against Gold Sark. It's like Mask of Restrict over Royal Oppression. Or, I don't know if we want... How much Royal Oppression, Mask of Restrict stuff we want. Because it looks like they're on, like... They just have a lot of weird shit that can make these cards awkward to draw in multiples. So, I think we're just going to have 1-1 and try to play like this. And it's possible the Threatening Roar stuff's not that good, but this is just where we're at. Okay, there we go. We find D-Prison. D-Prison's actually a great draw here because it's a real piece of defense. So we can set that, and that as well. We're just going to set 5. Set 4. Activate D-Fissure. We have Rug if they want to, like, do some stuff. Raikou could be annoying. But, okay, there's Gold Sark. That's fine. That's just time for us. We don't mind it. The slower the game is, the better it is for our deck, I believe. We need to save Dark Bribe for the whole game, basically, in case they ever find Decree. Because, like, we can't... Unfortunately, we can't really deal with Royal Decree resolving ever. Which is bad. They can set up a turn where they, like, stack multiple effects and then run us over with card advantage. Hopefully the D-Fissure shuts off enough of their engine. Like, D-Fissure also prevents them from using Charge on turn 1. D-Fissure also prevents them from, like, you know, Sangan Surge, Swap Frog Sending, that kind of stuff. But, yeah, we just need time. We just need time right now. And I think the D-Prison will buy us a little bit of time. The Gold Sark's a little slow opening from the opponent. If they set a monster, that's where things get awkward, but we just need to find a dude. We need to find a dude ASAP. If we find a dude and they set a monster, there's a good chance we don't even set our dude into their dude. Okay, they're going to search Caius. We have Rug for that, so that's fine. That's going to be the Gold Sark target for them. Let's see what they want to do. Here's Sangan. That's A-okay. I think we actually take this 1,000. I think that's fine. I don't think we mind that so much. Oh, that's very good. That's very, very good. Okay. Now it's a little bit dangerous. I haven't set my Threatening Roar. We could lose this. But I think it's fine to set it, and then we'll pass. Yeah, this could be a misplay. It could have been a misplay that I set rug and not the other card. I need them not to commit another monster here. Or if they do commit, I need it to be like a treeborn frog. Or something like that. This is a tense moment. Is this 1D prison going to be enough? Yes, it is. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. We are going to use the 1D prison, banish their Sangan, and be in a spot to take over this game. Hopefully we're going to see the power of Des Lakuta here in a second. The card is disgustingly good. That's probably their Royal Decree. We found a second pulling the rug. That's pretty good. Let's flip and activate this guy. They say that's okay. Morphing Jar is nice. I'm going to set the Lakuta. I'm going to set Threatening Roar. And I'm going to pass the turn. We don't need to attack with Lakuta just yet. We also don't need to set the jar just yet. Now they get Caius. From Goldsark. And then we should be okay, because we have Rug for Caius. And then we have Dark Bribe for Decree. He says at least one of us is paying attention. Dust Tornado, target defissure. How much does that matter? I think it matters a lot. I think we're going to Dark Bribe that. Yeah, I think that matters a lot. We have a second Dark Bribe, but we just need to be very careful about that one. I also want to open up some of our back row slots. They have Giant Trunade. Well, I guess we Dark Bribe that too. I mean, yeah. Just the way it is, I suppose. Unfortunate. Okay, there's Cyber Dragon. That's okay. Now we'll see if there's a Caius in our future, because that's where things are going to get tough. Is if there's a Caius. Or not if there's a Caius. Things are going to get tough if there's no Caius, if it's just like summon another monster. I think they should go for the Caius just as a way to try and get rid of the defissure. But that's going to punish the shit out of them, so hopefully this all works out. We no longer have Dark Bribe for Decree, so the jar's a little bit of a liability. But we're going to be able to draw an extra card with Lakuta next turn. This is a tense situation. They had two ways to proc Dark Bribes. I had to bribe both those. I could have chained Threatening Roar. But then if you look at this, we would have gotten punished by any special summon plus Caius, so. Here comes the Caius that trades with the Rug, and then on our turn we draw a fresh card, and then we are going to Rug. We're going to Rug the Caius. Also gets banished. Cool. Hopefully that's it. Nice. Okay, that's it. Oh, beautiful. We got Trap Dust Shoot too. Okay, that's really good. So let's set our cards, set our jar, and then flip our Lakuta. It's a tell that we have a jar, but what can they do really? Draw Medusa Worm. That's why we do this first. We don't need to proc a Gores yet. We don't have a way to deal with that, so we're just going to set the guy, and then we're going to pass and Dust Shoot the opponent. Hopefully this is okay. Oh my. Alright, we take Lone Fire. They've got Debris, Swap, Dust, Avarice, Sork. That's a lot of bricks. That's a lot of bricks. They can use the Debris to run over the Deslakuta. They can do that. That is something that they have the ability to do. In which case, it's in our best interest to maybe not flip the jar. The Lakuta drew us 2 cards, so we can't really be upset about it, but it does suck to lose our primary draw engine here. That's the Dust Tornado, that's the Avarice. They're playing around jar, which is smart. We find Mind Crush. I'm going to set Medusa Worm, and I'm going to set Mind Crush. We can't activate Mind Crush until after the jar is flipped. I think because of that, we flip the jar now. Yeah. Cool. Perfect. Now we upstart Goblin. We are going to give them a little bit of life points, but that should be fine. We can set Road Bribe, or we could set Roar Bribe, or Roar Road. Roar Road might be the best one. And then we'll pass. Pot of Avarice does not get banished. They're going to end phase Dusties our D-Fissure. That's fine. We have Banisher for next turn, so we should be okay. We should be all right. Kind of a tough situation to be in. I really want to Blind Crush Decree here, but I'm not going to do it. It might be a misplay, but what can you do? We have Typhoon at least, and there's half of our deck gone, so we have a chance to actually draw an out to Decree. We know the set card is Creature Swap. So, for sure something to play around here. Here's Normal Summon Dandelion. Shit, alright. That's pretty good. This could be Black Rose. Effect to nuke, in which case we get a Starlight Road. Which should put us in a great position. So if they're going to activate the effect of Black Rose, we have Starlight Road. They are, so we're going to Starlight Road. Dandy's 1, Black Rose is 2, Starlight Road is 3. We'll get ourselves a Stardust Dragon. They get 2 tokens, but that's just good news for us. Charge of the Light Brigade. That resolves. Now we have something we can Mind Crush, which is kind of nice. They can't normal summon. They already normal summon Dandy. So we can wait an extra turn to Mind Crush this, I think. We don't need to Mind Crush it right now. We might Mind Crush it on our turn if we draw a 3rd trap card and we want to just set more cards, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Draw for turn is My Body as a Shield. That's a good one. Yeah, we might want to set that. So let's start things off with Medusa Worm. Activate. Pops a token. And then we'll normal Banisher. And get going on these attacks. Medusa Worm first because it's the weakest. And then Jar. Banisher. Stardust. Main phase 2. We'll Mind Crush. Raikou. Iceborne Hunter. Opponent's going to discard their copies of Ryko. We're going to set Dark Bribe. Oh, we hit 2. That's so gross. If all legal copies are accounted for, you don't reveal. I didn't look at their hand, so we should be good. We'll set, and then activate the Medusa Worm, and that should be the game. I don't think they can win. Like, they would need like Brain, Caius, but we have Rug for that, and we just have so many ways to protect our stuff now. We have Dark Bribe for Decree. We have My Body as a shield for like any sort of Lightning Vortex, crazy stuff. We just have like total command over this position. Unfortunately for them, their deck just has a lot of like mediocre cards that they probably shouldn't have in their list. And even though they were able to draw like multiple ways to deal with spells and traps, all 3 of them just kind of like weren't able to effectively deal with our more streamlined answers in the post-board situations. Of course, the other stuff, what is this? Treeborn Creature Swap? Sure. You know my jar. Be my guest. Jar can attack over Treeborn, but then it gets banished. Actually, Creature Swap should be banished here. Yeah, there we go. It's going to attack that. Going to take 600. This little guy's going to get banished. That's fine. Don't need to waste any of our trap cards on this interaction. Creature Swap again. Oh, that's ugly. Huh. Well, I guess we'll just give him the Banisher. It's no difference, really. We don't want to give him Medusa Worm, obviously, because... obviously. It's also going to get banished. Passes the turn, draws Solemn. Cool. Alright, well, we'll just flip this little guy, activate, pop the Banisher, battle phase. 37, put him to 500, and then Brain Control is now off the table. In phase 2, set the Medusa Worm, pass the turn, and that's that. Cool. Pacman, taking down 55 card, good stuff. I think the issue with the opponent's deck is that he just has too many cards in his main deck, where he can't afford to side out stuff like Chaos Sorcerer or maybe Creature Swap or whatever. And he just has these mediocre cards like Sangan versus the T-Fissure deck. Because you have 55 cards, you have so many cards in your deck, you can't effectively side out stuff and then side in other stuff. This is going to be met with Rug. GG. Yep. And that's going to wrap things up. You too. You too. I don't think the opponent played particularly poorly. I just think he loaded a deck that 55 cards is not... There's lots of reasons why it's not good. Mostly because you just can't tune your deck for post-board situations. You're going to be stuck in situations against stuff where you're drawing inconsistently. You're not able to, like... You get what I'm saying. You guys get what I'm saying. You guys saw that game. I think the Pac-Man deck is really fun. I think it's really skill-intensive, especially because it's quite difficult to navigate it into a Ryko Caius metagame. I think it takes a lot of thought. So, it's not like one of those obnoxious prison decks that does really well because there's just a lack of removal. It's one of those things where, like, it does really well when you sequence your cards correctly and play around Caius and that kind of stuff. And it can just get fucked over by, like, a bajillion spot removal spells, which is one of the weaknesses to this deck for sure. Playing against Sheldon 99. We lost Rock, Paper, Scissors. Unfortunate. He's playing 41 cards. I am playing 40. 41 cards, again, like, I just don't understand why people would play more than 40 in this format. I've played more than 40, but, like, you have to have a really good reason to play more than 40. And I think the difference between 41 and 40 is, like, you can cut your worst card. Let's be real. You can cut your worst card. Terraforming. This is probably Ancient Gear. Not very many other decks play Terraforming. Yep, there it is. Gear Town. Okay. Unfortunately, we're not going first. We would have had an insane start here. Thunder King doesn't do anything against us. Also, I don't really like this card alongside Terraforming. You put yourself in awkward situations a lot. We're going to gun this Upstart Goblin. Level limit. That's so good. Well, let's go to the main phase. We're going to Upstart again. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look away. Ladies and gentlemen, look away. Alright. We're just going to set for activate level limit and set Desolacuda. And now they're locked under their own Thunder King too, which is kind of funny. Can't terraforming. Alright, pass the turn. We have Dark Bribe to protect the back row. We need to protect the back row with the Dark Bribe. Deep Prison is it for any, like, Sanguine or something that comes down here that can actually attack. Or if they manage to clear the level limit, then Deep Prison can help us clear the Thunder King. Unfortunately, Deep Prison not very good against these types of things. This is fine. They're going to set Gear Town over Gear Town. We're going to try to Oppression this. I want them to have dead gear monsters in their deck. And I don't want them to have one in play in case they ever clear the level limit. That could be a liability. Harpy's Hunting Ground. Think here. I think that's a Dark Bribe. I think we have to Dark Bribe that. Yeah. They draw one card. Yeah, that's too much of a threat. Okay, they're playing multiples. That's fucking great. Here's Harpy Queen. I believe the way this works is level limit switches it to defense. I don't know if level limit's continuous. Okay, they're gonna pop level limit. I don't know how this works, but I think if it starts a chain, if level limit starts a chain, I think it should switch it to defense. I think if level limit starts a chain, then this is gonna be a fucking terrible matchup. By the way, we've got to deprison that. But yeah, this is really bad. This is really, really bad. This is gonna be a bad matchup. We need to find another attack stop. Trap Dust Shoot, quite terrible here, actually. Desolacuda gonna activate, draw us a card. Unless they have Skill Drain. Okay, no Skill Drain. Oh my goodness, Giant Rat is huge. Giant Rat is perfect. We're gonna actually normal summon Giant Rat and try to attack with both. We have... my body is a shield for Mirror Force or whatever. Oh wait, this gains defense. Shit. My bad. That's awkward. They have 3 cards. Hopefully they don't summon another fucking Harpy here. That'd be so annoying. This deck only gets to play, I believe, 6 Harpies, so... Damn, they really had double Hunting Ground. This matchup cannot be good for us. This deck doesn't look good, but it just looks like a really bad matchup for us specifically. Because they have, like, repeated Spiral. It was kind of exactly what I was talking about before we got into this situation. There's another Thunder King. Okay. That's going to be tough. All right. What can we do? This is... If they're going to attack the Giant Rat, they should have attacked in a different order. Okay, they're not going to attack the Giant Rat. That's fine. Wabaku. Not ideal. I should have switched this, but whatever. I think we're just dead this game no matter what. I kind of want to incentivize them into attacking it. If they attack it, I am going to get Medusa Worm. They are going to attack it, and they are going to attack it with the weaker monster. We're going to go ahead and get Medusa Worm from our deck. And then this shit attacks, and we Wabaku. We need to be careful of Hysteric Party. So... We're going to pop Thunder King first. I believe. Yeah. I think so. I think Hysteric Party is a card we need to be careful of. They might not be playing Hysteric Party, but there's always a chance, right? So it's better to sequence it this way. There's no real functional difference between these being in play except for that Thunder King. They're going to brain control this. Do you have something you can tribute? Can you tribute summon a gear monster? Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, that's fine. The fuck is this deck, dude? Brain control with one... That's so weird. I guess it makes sense because if you have Gear Town plus Gear Dragon, you can tribute summon. So you have more than just the Mist Valley guy. But that's just a weird deck choice in general in the Harpy's deck to play brain control. This matchup looks terrible. We're going to negate the shit out of this with Royal Oppression. And hopefully just fucking draw Mirror Force so we can chill out for a bit. Next best thing. Next best thing. Pass the turn. In phase 1, they are going to do something. Try to attack. Try to attack, question mark? Maybe they're not going to try to attack. What are they thinking about here? Okay, just Gravity Bind. This is going to be a bad matchup. Maybe I need Dust Tornadoes in this deck. I don't know how we're going to win this one. Okay, just a pass. Oh, yay. Another Medusa. Well, fade a Harpy one turn. Just fade a Harpy one turn and then we're okay. We need to fade one turn. I need one activation of this Medusa Worm. That's all I'm asking for right now. I know they play 6 Harpies, so it's not great, but just need to fade it one turn here. I wonder if they're playing the smoke grenades. Thank goodness. Wow, that was really good for us. Oh my gosh. Really, really fortunate draws. Okay, first things first. Flip summon. Activate. We're going to blow up the Thunder King Ryo. Play around Hysteric Party. It doesn't target, so if they do the thing at any point, then we are good. Okay, and now if we fade one more turn, even after this, we'll be able to dust shoot them. Which, if we just get this one turn, there's actually a chance we win this game, which would be fucking crazy. It would be fucking crazy if we win this game. I don't know if how likely it is. Damn, okay. They set another back row. That complicates things. Dang, okay. Well, let's start off with Desolacuta activate to try and draw a card. Found Golem Sentry. Okay, cool. Okay, now, because we have the Sentry, I'm cool flipping Medusa Worm and popping. We have Royal Oppression for Hysteric Party. They need to have, like, outs. I'm going to attack with just Medusa Worm. Mirror Force. We're going to play My Body as a shield. Let's see if they have a response to this. They might solemn this. Which kind of makes me wonder a few things. Huh. Okay. They're going to take 500. Cool. And then main phase 2, we're going to activate the Medusa Worm, set it, activate the Desolacuta, set it, set golem sentry, and pass. This is exactly where we want to be. We have dust shoot plus golem sentry plus gravity bind, which is good. It's just this awkward situation here where now we have to be careful of torrential, actually. Let's upstart first. Another Deslocuta. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's flip this little guy and try and draw a card. Okay, looks like it's going to work out. Starlight Road, not the best here. I don't think we're actually going to set it. We're going to set our Deslocuta and maybe set our other Deslocuta too. Yeah, one of their back row could be Trap Dust Shoot, so I want to play around that a little bit. Now they're just in a spot. If they ever pass a turn, then we've got Dust Crush, which is exactly what we want. Knock main deck? Bro! I gotta let him know that's a little bit of pre. This is the most pre deck I've ever played against. Hunting Ground, main deck knock against Pac-Man. How are we winning this game? That's insane. That's fucking crazy. Okay, in order to play around Trap Dust Shoot, we're gonna set first, then activate our Deslocuta. That's fucking crazy, dude. Alright, we gotta start attacking. We're gonna attack with the Medusa Worm. Mirror Force is gone. Alright. Main phase 2, we just set both. We are up a lot of cards, but everything could come tumbling down under a turn where bad things happen. Like a Harpy gets normal summoned or something. He might only be playing 3 Harpies. Like, he might just be playing the Queens, which would be good for us. And here's where we really take control of things. Here's where we really take control of things. We're going to be able to flip Deslocuta, draw a card, and we're going to be able to Mind Crush him and Trap Dust Shoot. So we're going to be able to do everything we ever wanted. Medusa Worm attacks for 500. Main phase 2. I'm going to set Mind Crush. Activate Medusa Worm to set. Activate Deslocuta to set. And we're just going to pass. In the draw phase, we are going to activate Trap Dust Shoot. Okay, they have no monsters. They have Icarus. We need to get rid of the Icarus, probably. It's either that. Yeah, it is that. We're going to Mind Crush Icarus attack. So they have Oppression, which seems terrible in their deck, Gear Town, and Terraforming. Cool. Yeah, that's going to be tough for them to beat, I think. I think at this point we can just start playing a little more aggressively. We're going to set double Bribe, maybe. Flip Medusa Worm, poke for 500. Main phase 2. We'll set both. We'll set a Golem, and then we'll set Bribe, pass. Whew. Okay. Next turn we'll start poking for 1,000. I don't think we need to draw too many more cards. We don't want to deck out. And we still have... Oh no, actually we're out of Lakutas at this point. Double set, that's fine. But I think it's just... Yeah. We'll flip this little guy. We'll poke for 1,000. They're going to deprison this guy. Sure. That's fine. 500 directees. Has he got another deprison? That's the real question. No. No, he doesn't. Alright. What ifs? We do have to be careful. We draw 2 cards every turn, so we have 6 more turns if we flip the Lakuta. But that should be okay. Like, that should be enough to win this game. Because we have 2 Dark Bribes to force through attacks. So, there's that. And then we have Golems to, like, bounce shit. So, we should be good. Oh, perfect. Especially because we drew the Scarabs. So, we're going to normal the Scarab. Flip the Scarab. Flip the Lakuta. Activate, draw a card. We've got 1,500 directees. How the fuck did we win this game? That's the real question. How the fuck did this happen? This shouldn't have happened. I don't understand. This is the most pre-fucking deck I've ever seen in my life. Main deck Knock, main deck Icarus, main deck Hunting Ground. How did we win this game? Is the real question. I'm just gonna play into everything. I have fucking Dark Bribes, so battle phase. We'll go attack for 500. Deprison on that guy. I think we bribe it. Just keep our clock going. Yep. They take 500. Another 500, another 500. Main phase 2. We'll set Solemn Judgment. We'll just leave the Deslakuta face up because I don't want to draw any more cards. Okay, cool. I could have Typhooned the Hunting Ground, but they have Terraforming for the third one, so I'm not like super pressed about that. Plus I can just Solemn their normal summon if I really want to. Or I can just not give a shit about whatever it is they're trying to do. Here's Terraforming. Yeah, that's fine. That doesn't matter. It's going to grab Hunting Ground. So there's the third Hunting Ground. Yep, they do play 3. That's why I did not Typhoon it. They're going to Terraforming again. Be my guess. They probably should have done that a long time ago just to deck then. But here we are. This matchup honestly does look terrible. I'm just shocked that it ended up this way. We had a lucky Gravity Bind top deck into our opponent just bricking eternally, finding 1 Harpy Queen out of, I'm assuming, 3. I'm surprised he's not playing Cyber Harpy Lady. I mean, that's the whole point of this card, is to play the strength of the Cyber Harpy Lady. You know? Like, that's the whole point. Okay. It's going to be another 1,500. In phase 2, we'll set these little guys. End phase, we will discard Defissure and pass. It's been a blast, opponent. It's been a blast. Do they not play fucking Heavy Storm? Like, that's the real question. If they play Heavy Storm, is there any reason for us to not just chain Wabaku and then have Solemn Bribe to defend it? Because we have, like, all the tools to just, like, reestablish after a Heavy Storm. There's Gale. Oh, that's fucking annoying. I think here. Oh, it's fine. That's fine. They're gonna attack that. I'm gonna activate Wabaku. Do they have Solemn? If they have Solemn, is Wabaku resolve? Okay. looks like they are going to go to damage. None of this really matters because we can just flip this and then flip it down and flip it. It doesn't matter. If they have them, it doesn't matter. Gale's just weaker here. Yeah, that just forces us to draw a card, which we're kind of okay with. If they set a new well, Icarus is now live, actually. That's something we have to be concerned of, I suppose. I guess it doesn't really matter. Flip, target the Gale. Now there's no Icarus. I will actually blind Typhoon one of these other back rows just to get an idea of what the opponent's playing. Book of Moon. Target's the one we flip summoned. Okay, that's fine. This one will set itself. Flip summon, draw a card. Switch this guy to attack mode. Battle phase, deal 1,000. And then as long as it's 1,000, I set and reflip. I set and reflip Lakuta. Yep. The Gale doesn't keep it halved while it's face down. It does reset it. Yep. Alright, go ahead and Google it. If you book a monster, attack goes back to normal. If you bounce it, send it to grave, blink it, whatever, attack goes back to normal. Has to stay face up to stay halved. I mean, if you want, you can go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/E3yugioh. You can find rulings and the stuff on edisonformat.com, or you can join the format library Discord. And yeah, this is, I understand why he's saying that it would stay halved, but there's no reason why it would stay halved here. Yeah, pretty much. There's no reason why it would stay halved. Book of Moon knock. So looking at the stack, he has Icarus attack with 1, 2, potentially 5 targets for Icarus attack. We should prioritize clearing the Winged Beast because it's Icarus attack and it's not Hysteric Party. So prioritize clearing Winged Beast. This is something I'm keeping in mind for Game 3. For Game 3, he does have double Terraforming, which are ways to search, as well as the Harpy Queens, which are ways to search, so Mind Crush is going to be good to leave in. We have to be careful to play around Brain Control. We know he does play it. Mist Valley Soldier can allow him access to make synchros like Stardust Dragon. So we have to be careful of that when utilizing Swarm of Scarabs and stuff like that. We have to be careful of the potential Stardust Dragon. He might also be playing Summoner Monk. So we might want to leave in the Royal Oppressions, despite them being pretty bad against the Harpy stuff. It looks like he's a little bit lighter on the Harpies than it may seem. D-Prison is going to be an annoyance. Yeah, so these are just things I'm keeping in mind for the next game. Main phase 2, we're going to set Threatening Roar, and then I am going to set my Swarm of Scarabs and pass the turn. Next turn we hit for 1,500, and every single turn after this, if he doesn't have Threatening Roar, a way to stop Threatening Roar, plus a way to stop Bribe, plus a way to stop Solemn, we win this game. Like, unchecked. Unchecked, we win this game. Especially if he finds a way to pop the Gravity Bind, then we get an attack for lethal on the following turn, because we have the Golem Sentries, which I don't think he knows about yet, which is good. It might lead him to make a Stardust preemptively. Okay, Morphing Jar, kind of funny. That would kill us if it ever resolved. We're going to flip these two, and then we'll go to the battle phase. whenever we can. 500, 500, and 500. Main phase 2, we'll set these two, and then end phase we will discard the Royal Oppression. Don't want to show him Jar because we don't want to tell him about it, even though Jar is the worst card in this hand by a measurable amount. I don't think there's anything he can do, basically. From this point, I don't think there's a single thing that he can do to win this game. It would have to involve, like, Card Trooper, some type of attack boost, and limiter removal, and then these back rows would have to be, like, 3 Dark Bribes. So there's Breaker. That doesn't do anything. That's totally fine. That can... This is the most pre-fucking deck I've ever seen in my life, by the way. This deck should theoretically destroy our deck. But we just had a fortunate series of turns where we were able to pull ahead thanks to, like, 1 or 2 flip effects resolving, and then we had the tempo advantage, and he was never able to come back because the Gear Town stuff just clogged up his hand against our Floodgate, which is really nice. Breaker can pop any one of our back row, and we're totally fine with it. Like, it doesn't really matter. This is not winning the game. Pop Royal Oppression? Sure. That's fine. Still can't get through Gravity Bind. Still can't get through double Scarab. Would need Call of the Haunted here in order to make Stardust, and then we have double Golem Sentry to play through the Stardust. So even if he has Solemn, plus 2 ways to prevent our Solemn and our Bribe on the Golem Sentry, then yeah, you get the idea. We're in a great spot. So here's the set Gear Town. That's fine. Putting the Gear Monsters into play, it just doesn't do anything against Gravity Bind. And even if they clear Gravity Bind, we have Threatening Roar, so it's like not a big deal. It's going to special Gear Dragon from hand. That's totally fine. That doesn't do anything. They're going to set another one, special summon another one, this time probably from the deck. Go nuts. Oh, 2 from hand. So he bricked on his Gadget Dragons. Yeah, this deck doesn't look like it has a way to convert the Gadget Dragons. It's totally fine. Okay. Draw for turn is Deep Prison. It's kind of useless, but it's whatever. We'll start off with Scarab. Pop the Gadget Dragon. Scarab, pop the Breaker. Golem Sentry, return the Gadget Dragon. And that ought to be game. Cool. That was a nice one. That was a nice one. How does this guy work? Effect monster's effect activates when normal summon. So this stops Breaker the Magical Warrior. Bottomless Trap Hole seems great. We're going to want that for sure. Defissure seems bad. So we're going to side out Defissure for Bottomless. We have Pulling the Rug for specifically Breaker. We also have Gores, which could be a good way to pivot tempo. Cyber Dragon is a good way to come back after a Waboku or Threatening Roar. I think these 3 cards are very good for us. Gores, Cyber Dragon. It's just a matter of what we want to side out. After what we saw that game, that's tough. This is tough. We got to side out, I think Banisher's got to come out. We want our graveyard effects. I think they are good. And we can also side out maybe Upstart. Not sure. I'm not sure. Dust Shoot also didn't look the best. Mind Crush looked great, but Dust Shoot didn't look that good. Let's side out the Dust Shoot, let's side out the Banisher, and let's side out one other card. Which has gotta be... It might be Dark Bribe. Dark Bribe's probably the worst of our cards here. Although Dark Bribe does stop Icarus. Ooh, maybe we want Starlight Road for Icarus specifically. Maybe we only want 1 Oppression. Let's try that. Let's try 2 Starlight Roads, 1 Oppression. That'll protect us at least from Icarus. Either way, we're getting fucked by repeated Harpy activations, but this is just our way of approaching this matchup. Cyber Dragon's also very good because it can, at the very least, like, keep pressure off. Like, we can trade with the Thunder King if we need to. I think it's really strange to play Thunder King in a deck with 6+ search cards from the opponent. I think that's a bad combination. Like, it's a synergy, non-synergy, basically. But it might end up working out for them against us just because our counterplay involves Cyber Dragon. So we'll see. We shall see. We do need the level limit in the Gravity Bind, despite them being liabilities, unfortunately. This is going to be a very difficult matchup in the post-board situation. Trap Dushu might be a necessary evil, actually, on the play. On the draw, it's definitely not going to be something we have, but on the play, it might be a necessary evil. Opening hand looks good. We can set Sangan with our back row to play around Icarus attack. Also, in general, we just don't have a way to protect one of these guys, so it's a bit of an awkward hand. They set a monster. What do you set in this deck? Okay, well, Dust Shoot does something. Not sure what it does. That's fucking insane they would keep in Dust Shoot against us, but I guess it makes sense given the state of the last game, but if it ever gets to the state of the last game, like, you fucking lost anyway. Like, a Dust Shoot's not saving you. What is this set card? If they take Sangan, I am just going to set Royal Oppression pass. There's no reason to commit our monsters. Yep, they're going to take Sangan. Yeah, there's no reason to play any of these other cards. What do they set in that deck? What did we see that they set? Gale? But you wouldn't set it, you would summon it. So I don't get that. If they go for the Gear Town stuff, we have this. Okay, there's Breaker. Yeah. Okay. That's going to be tough. That's going to be tough. We're not going to be able to beat this opening. Yeah, we're dead. All right, we're going to go to the next game. Cool. We're going to bring in, I think, pulling the rug for Breaker. I think it's a necessity. The game's going to go long to the point where it's going to get activated. And I actually think Dark Bribe is pretty bad. Straight up. I think this is how we have to play this game. Also, Dust Shoot on the play might be good. Over, like, a D Prison. Fuck. I was going to bring in Dust Shoot over a D Prison. I shouldn't have clicked done. That's on me. It's okay, I guess. Hopefully we draw a monster. We need a monster here off the 6th. Fuck. Okay. Well. We'll set Roar, set Road, and pass. Damn. This fucking blows. Even, like, our worst monster, even Golem Sentry here is very good. Oh, just back rows? Please, just back rows. Please have a slow start. Thank goodness. Okay, Mind Crush isn't bad. If they activate a search card, we can get them with Mind Crush. So we'll set that and we'll pass. If they activate Harpy's Hunting Ground, we can Mind Crush Harpy Queen. Something to keep in mind. This is tense. This is not good. This is not good. Because we don't have an out. We need a monster. We might take 3,000 here. I might just take 3,000. Huh. Yeah, I might take 3,000. If he summons another one, we have to roar because limit removal. But Yeah, we definitely take 3,000 if it's just this one. Here we're gonna Mind Crush Harpy Queen. Ah, double Harpy Lady. Says wrong. Shut the fuck up. Nice pre. GG's. Yeah, didn't see the Cyber Harpy Ladies all game one. That's tough. That's tough. And even there, you can't call Cyber Harpy Lady. You have to name Harpy Lady. Damn, that was tough. I'm gonna add Dust Tornadoes, I think, to this sideboard. I think that would really help. There was a lot of instances where I was like, yeah, we need Dust Tornadoes. I think we don't really need, like, Mask of Restrict. I think Mask of Restrict is not the best. It's kind of narrow. And then I actually think we only need 2 D-Fissures post-board against the matchup. I think we need 3 Dust Tornadoes. I think we need the full 3. We just need a way to... Actually, you know what? 3 of these and then a Swarm of Locusts for back row heavy decks. I think that is cash money. Yeah. Okay, yeah. This is the new and improved list. We're going to go ahead and get a 3rd match. That game was tough. I honestly don't know how you could ever beat that deck with our deck. It's just like... It's such a fucking bad matchup. And it's not a real matchup too, which is funny. Like if you brought that Blackwing Gear Town, or not Blackwing, Harpy Gear Town deck versus any real deck, you would get fucking destroyed. But like, you know, we're not playing real decks. We're playing new engines, you know? We're trying out some new stuff. So unfortunately, we're gonna get screwed by a bad matchup there. Oh, Assault. Okay, that's fine. We'll go ahead and get a 3rd match and then go from there. I'm excited for this series with Carpath. I'll give you guys a little bit of a teaser. If you've watched this far into the video, I'm going to give you a little bit of the teaser of the first episode with Carpath. So episode 1, we're going to be building a deck around Destiny and Dragoon. And then after we build that deck, we're going to be playing matches with that deck. And it's going to be exciting. So I'm really excited to play these games with Carpath. Good luck, have fun. Magic XX714. I'm going to pick Rock. Alright, I've lost all 3 rock, paper, scissors today, which is annoying. This deck is much better when it goes first. Finally, the first opponent playing 40 cards with a consistent list. This opening hand is cash money. This is exactly what you want from this deck. Like, this is like if you could pick your opening 5, this is like one of the best things you could... Like, this is the best opening. You have Floodgate, you have Draw Engine, you have Battle Phase Stop, you have Protection, and you have filtering, or not filtering, but digging power. So the only issue here is if that's a Raikou. So we're going to upstart first. It's possible this deck should be playing Knock 2. Starlight Road's a good draw. Starlight Road's for sure a good draw. Okay. So we're not actually going to commit the Deslocuta quite yet. We're going to set Starlight Road, set Deep Prison, set Dark Bribe, and we're going to activate D-Fissure. We're going to preserve these if that's a Raikou, and if there's a Caius in our future. So if they flip Raikou, they'll pop the D-Fissure, mill 3. Then they'll sack for Caius, hopefully hit one of our protection spells. We'll deprison the Caius, and then we'll have Deslocuta Threatening Roar to pull ahead. This is how you play around Raikou Caius in these positions. Okay, looks like they're not going to do that. Well, they didn't flip it, so I think we set. If they weren't going to do it last turn, then they're not going to do it this turn. That's all I'm saying. If they weren't going to do it last turn, then they're not going to do it this turn. I could be capping, but if we lose our Deslocuta here, Gravekeeper's Guard. Okay, so we're playing against Gravekeepers. That's interesting. We should have a good matchup versus this deck. I have a feeling we should have a good matchup against this deck. Gravekeeper's Descendant is a problem, don't get me wrong. This card attacking is going to be met with Deprison. I want this out of play just in case they find a Descendant. If they have Book of Moon here, they have Book of Moon, they got us. You got us. Looks like they don't. Or if they did, they thought about it and realized they'd rather protect their other cards. That might be a Spy. In which case, I think it's best to lead on Scarabs, most likely. Well, yeah, it's better to lead on Scarabs. Yeah, for sure. And we'll pass. Gravekeepers could actually fuck us up. If that's a spy, that could fuck us up. Doom Caliber Knight. Jesus Christ. Okay. Sure. We're going to get 2 for 1 by this. Which sucks. But has to happen. God, that's fucking annoying. Why am I playing against all this fucking jank today? Alright, activate this. It's going to get negated by Doom Caliber Knight. That's going to get banished. Now we're going to set Lakuta. And I am going to set both of these. Okay, please, for the love of God, no second Doom Caliber, no spy flip, no none of that shit. If it was spy flip, they probably would have flipped it. Oh my God. You had Caius this whole time? You tell me you had Caius this whole time? Alright. This doesn't look good for us. What the fuck is this? Main deck Jujitsu Master? Dude, why am I playing against this shit? This deck, mono spot removal deck with our deck that doesn't deal well with spot removal. Alright. The funny thing is we find a fucking swarm of scarabs and we're fine. Like, that's we just went second. If we had gone first this game, he would have fucking lost. God, that's so tilting. It's cool, though. It's cool. Little unfortunate, but I think we will eventually pull ahead. I am going to take this 24. We don't need to spend one of these quite yet. I'm just using my life total as a resource right now. Right now we find Upstart Goblin. Okay, we can play that next turn. Little awkward to find Upstart Goblin here. Why is he declaring the effect of Caius? I don't understand this. Sets more back row. Jesus fucking Christ. Why is this the world we live in? Why is this the world we live in? We're going to Threatening Roar here. I need to get the deep prison down just so I can get this out of play and get our pressure off. And then, yeah, I needed to find something like that. So we're going to Upstart Goblin first. Find a Morphing Jar. That's a way we could come back into this. Okay. We'll set the Medusa Worm, set the deep prison, and pass. I'm going to deprison this Caius. I don't want to deal with it. They could have a second Caius. Ugly. Okay, there's Gale. That's fine. That doesn't do anything. I think we deprison the Gale if it attacks. Yeah, we'll deprison the Gale. That way if they have mind control or brain control. Ooh, this is a smart attack. This is a smart attack, attacking with Caius first. Okay, we'll Wabaku first. See if they have anything. This is going to flip face up. Now they could go to main phase 2 and brain control us. Which will force a Dark Bribe. It will force a Dark Bribe because we need this to resolve. We need this to be here. Yeah, they're checking their extra deck. They do have brain control. That's something. Dang, if they had attacked the Gale first, we could have deprisoned it, but they attacked in a smart order with the Caius first. I guess it makes sense to just attack with Caius. It could be like a 2000 defender or something, or like a stealth bird or whatever, but it's just like, once I'm this low, I feel like, and you've seen what Death's Lakuta Swarm of Scarabs, like, you should just attack with Gale. Okay, they're not going to do anything about that, so we're going to activate this effect, set our monster, flip summon it, activate this, effect to destroy, see if they have a response. This does not target, so yeah, it doesn't target. Doesn't. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. It's going to chain my body as a shield. That's insane. Okay, well, we are going to chain Dark Bribe. Hopefully this just walks. I need to destroy their monsters. I don't have any other options. And Dark Bribe's not so bad here because the card disadvantage will immediately get mitigated by the thing. I'm going to destroy the Gale. It's also going to get banished because of defissure. Effect set. Set jar. Set back row. And pass. Alright. We're going to save D-Prison, I think, for Doom Caliber Knight. We're not going to use it here. We're going to use the Threatening Roar. Rescue Cat. Okay. Can't activate that because of defissure. So it's just a 300 beat stick. No. Yeah, it needs to send to the graveyard for cost. And because you can't send to the graveyard for cost, they're going to Trenchel. I'm going to Starlight Road. Hopefully they don't have Solemn. That would be bad news for us. Looks like the opponent doesn't know how their own deck works very well. Also, this deck in general is pretty bad. They're going to brain control the Stardust Dragon. That's fine. We have Threatening Roar, so. Cost. They have to pay 800. Cool. Sure. You can have my Stardust. We will Threatening Roar here and be alright. Ideally, they don't have like Solemn or something. And we'll just get the Stardust back. They did have the Brain. I'm kind of surprised. I'm kind of surprised they didn't Brain the Medusa Worm and then do stuff like that. We're going to get our Stardust back. And then that'll protect us from just about everything we need to be protected from. Effect to destroy. It'll destroy Caius. Caius gets banished. Still, defissure is still in play. Alright, we'll set the Medusa Worm. We will set Dark Bribe, and we will flip Morphing Jar. Activate the effect. You want to draw 5 new cards here. Pot of Avarice is not banished. Only monsters get banished under defissure. They're going to Trap Dust Shoot me here. Sure. They can take either Golem Sentry or Deslakuta. They should take Deslakuta given the position because we have Wabaku. So they should take Deslakuta, but they could take other items as well. On their turn, they can have Cold Wave. We're not going to attack with any of our monsters, I guess. I guess we could attack, but it procs Mirror Force, which hasn't been used yet. And I don't really want to proc a Mirror Force until... Well, I could switch... Actually, you know what? Yeah, I could switch Stardust to defense and then attack with Morphing Jar. You know, I might do that. That's actually pretty smart. That way, like, if they have D-Prison or whatever, like, it'll force it. They're going to take Golem Sentry. I don't agree with this decision. I think that taking Deslakuta is clearly better. Deslakuta is the threat here. He's going to Mind Crush. I mean, well, this is going to resolve first. Mind Crush, naming. Main deck Mind Crush. Main deck My Body as a Shield. Main deck Legendary Jujutsu Master. Main deck Gravekeeper's Guard. Main deck Doom Caliber Knight. It's a shitload of pre, my guy. That's a shitload of pre. I guess Mind Crush makes sense with the guard, but just like, wow. That's a lot of pre. Aiming. It's gonna name Wabaku. Interesting. Okay. It's gonna name Wabaku. I'm gonna switch Stardust to defense. I'm gonna battle phase attack the rescue cat. See what he wants to do. Just gonna take 400. Okay. This moment in time, it is in our best interest to set, hand set, and pass. I mean, named Wabaku, but like, what could happen here? What could happen here? Like, why would you not name Deslakuta? Wabaku doesn't do anything to protect this board from most things, unless they have cyber dragons, like multiple cyber dragons. This is an even situation. We have 7 real cards. We have Stardust, our 2 set monsters, and our 4 back row. Dimensional Fissure and Morphing Jar don't really count as real cards. They have 8 real cards. They have 6 cards in hand and 2 cards in play. Let's just assume that one of their back rows is dead. It's like a Starlight Road or something stupid. Assuming that, then they have 7 real cards to our 7 real cards. But we have more in play, and our Medusa Worm and our Deslakuta are active. However, if they have the right sequencing of cards, like let's say they just go Cold Wave, what am I supposed to do? Yeah. Think. So Cold Wave here... what does their deck do? I think Cold Wave is okay. I think we just need to... I think we just chain Typhoon, maybe? Targeting that set. Yeah, I think we just... they're going to chain book, target Stardust Dragon. I am okay with this, right? Is there a way they can make Black Rose? It would have to be like Plague Cyber Dragon. Yeah, in which case they could just attack over the Stardust and Black Rose's main phase too. So we'll let this happen. We'll let this happen. So Typhoon is going to hit that back row. It's Call of the Haunted. Okay. Cold Wave resolved. So now spells and traps cannot be activated for the rest of the full turn cycle. Here's Monk. Okay. Monk into Red Dragon is something. I thought they might have booked the... no, maybe not booking the jar. That's fine. I can't do anything. I can't activate spells and traps. Pitches Mind Control. Okay, wow, they had Mind Control, but decided to do this. Well, interesting. They could have done this a lot differently, maybe. That's level 3. Yep. Monk is only level 4 monsters. You can't summon Bearbellum with Monk. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they'd need like a Flamvel Magician or a Rose Warrior here to play. As it stands, they can't make the Black Rose play that they think they can make. Yep. Monk's not that good. It's just level 4 monsters. Cool. So they need a level 4 target, which I'm assuming they have spies in their deck. So they can get a spy here, but that doesn't do anything. And then we win the game. So the opponent's not really understanding their deck. Like, they could have played here. They could have made some plays. Like, maybe not the best plays, but, like, they had Mind Control book. which could have done something, I think. Maybe they could have mind controlled Morphing Jar, booked it, flipped it, tried to put together a synchro turn. Yeah. Okay, cool. That was an unfortunate circumstance for the opponent. We're gonna bring in Mask of Restrict. It's good against Doom Caliber. It's good against Caius, and it's good against Gravekeeper's Descendant if they play it. Do you like the Dusties? They should be good here. That whole game was interesting. Dimensional Fissure will stop the cat play, which is their only power play. So I think it is pretty good to have in our deck. I think Giant Rat's not the best. I think Mind Crush, Trap Dust Shooter not the best. Bring in a Dust Tornado. We could also bring in Bottomless specifically for stupid Doom Caliber Knight. That card is going to be annoying. Yeah, we'll bring that in over... I don't know. Their deck doesn't look like it's hurt much by Level Limit and Gravity Bind. Gravity Bind probably hurts a little bit more than Level Limit. Although, those are the best cards in our deck. Maybe it's Sangan that comes out. Sangan's really good, actually. I think Level Limit and Gravity Bind are the weakest cards. But I don't want to side them out because, like, Doom Caliber, Spies Guard, Caius, it can just buy us time against a Resolve Synchro Monster. It's like one of the few things we can top deck in a low resource situation, which is going to actually get us somewhere against Resolve threats. So I think we just have to play them. And then I think Starlight Road might not be the best, but it was pretty fucking good that game, actually. It's just one card out. Is it Upstart? Is it Upstart for Bottomless? We'll try this. It's not ideal. Cyber Dragon might be good too. Cyber Dragon actually might be really good. We could try Sidras over these. Maybe, yeah, Sidras over these. This could be wrong. This could be super wrong, but we'll try it. We'll try it. This is honestly probably a bad matchup if they knew what they were doing, but it felt like they didn't know what they were doing, and so we had the advantage, which is unfortunate. I mean, it's just unfortunate. Going second sucks with this deck. I mean, it's not bad. It's just a lot harder. Okay, sets back row. Let's see if he has anything else. If he has nothing else, we're going to set the Swarm. I think it's better than the Sentry here. Just sets monster, okay. Well, yeah, we'll set the Swarm set 4. Pass the turn. If they have Doom Caliber, we've got Bottomless Mirror Force. If they have Caius, damn it. But what can you do? Their deck shouldn't be playing too many Caius, like maybe 1 or 2. But who knows? Maybe it's playing 3 because they have Jujutsu Master. So I don't know. Maybe it's just a full 3 Caius sort of thing. Opponent is really thinking here. Huh. They're going to flip Summon Spy. So they do have Caius because they sent it to the graveyard before remembering to flip it. Effect is okay. If they get Descendant, then that's good for us. We can get them to priority pop something, and then we can Bottomless the Descendant, and then they can't Caius us this turn, and then we should be okay. We have the tempo back. But if they... I'm going to ask priority. Target. If they target the monster, then it sucks, but like... Actually, do we bottomless here? No, I don't think we do. I think we just let this happen. I think we save the bottomless. If they summon like another Gravekeeper, I'm going to punch the fucking wall, but... if they don't summon another Gravekeeper, I mean, we're alright. They can't get through Golem Sentry. If they commit Caius, then they have a 50-50 chance of hitting something chainable. But I would like to bottomless it, so... They're just going to attack for 15. That's okay. I would like for them to commit into our sweeper before I activate it. I want more cards to run into the sweeper, basically. Main phase 2. Pass the turn. Alright. Wabaku, not necessary right now. We'll just set Golem Sentry and pass. If they have Caius, fuck me, but what can you do? End phase Call of the fucking Haunted. Alright. That's cool. That's cool. Man, going first just feels so good when your deck is slow as shit like ours. Going second against this type of start is annoying. They're gonna pop this. That's okay. Unfort. We can still afford to take another 15, I think. I don't think we're really under a ton of pressure. There's a Sangan. That's fucking annoying. Okay. That's a problem. I do have to Mirror Force here. We can't afford to take 25. Whatever they search with Sangan, it's going to be Monk or Cat. And then we have a live bottomless for the Cat play. That'll clip both their Bellums. Yeah. That's just unfortunate. That opening was pretty good against ours. Go. Oh my god. Dude, your deck makes one play. It's just Monk Cat. Just search the Monk. Okay, searches the Cat. They must already have the Monk. Call stays. Yeah. Which was tributed, not destroyed. Yep. Call should stay in play. It's important for reasons. All right. No reason to set anything further. We'll just pass. This is Cat into double Airbellum. We can bottomless both Airbellums. Airbellum number 1, that's got to get bottomless, unfortunately. Do they have my body? If they have my body as a shield, they can use it here. We might be forced to Dark Bribe that. I'm not sure if we want to or not. Alright. Royal Oppression. Now we're fucking talking. Let's go. Now we can set our hand and just pass. Now we're actually chilling. Cold Wave, Dark Bribe. Take your +1. That's okay. Now that we have the Floodgate, we're alright. Doom Caliber Knight. Fuck me, dude. Sure. This is gonna kill our first monster no matter what. Pass the fucking turn, dude. Oh, I guess they can't. They can set because Cold Wave was negated. I thought they couldn't set because, yeah. Oh, that's why we boarded them in, baby. That's why we boarded them in. Cyber Dragon comes down here. We don't even have to attack. We should though. We should attack. Nice. Good shit. Oh, they're gonna torrential. You know what? I'll take that 2 for 1. I'll take that. They probably have a Pot of Avarice. That's why they're happy to torrential there. Or maybe they just don't have another out to Cyber Dragon, which is good. Yeah, they're checking their graveyard for 5 monsters. They only have 4. They can Cat activate, and then we can Royal Oppression the effect, and then they can Avarice, which is... Oh, that's fine. So they drew double Arabellum. I need to find a fucking monster. Because... second we find a monster, we're good. Not quite. Definitely not quite. I don't want to activate this, but I will. They couldn't activate the cat anyway, because 2 Arbellums are out of deck. And I'm assuming they're not playing Raikou. But this will at least keep them off of Pot of Avarice if the X-Saber Arbellum ever dies. We have to take this damage, unfortunately. Now we only have 1 Oppression activation, which sucks. But I just need to find a monster this turn. Bruh. Alright, we'll pass. This is fucking ugly. Is this game 2? Yeah, this is game 2. The only reason I'm holding on here is because we actually have a chance. We just find 1 monster and we're okay. They're going to Typhoon the D-Fissure. Sure. That was not the card I cared about ever at any point. They're going to normal summon Caius. Targeting the Dark Bribe. Sure. They can Avarice here. If they have it, they do. You know what? We're just gonna go to the next game. We're just gonna go to the next game. That one's gonna be a little too tough because they have Cat next turn, and then yeah, we're too low. Yeah, that's ugly. Okay, we're gonna go to the next one. We get to go first, which is great. We get Dust Shoot. Going first. We're gonna side out the Cyber Dragons. We're gonna bring back in these cards. The Cyber Dragon was cool, but going first, I think it's better to have the other shit, and then. I think we're going to side down one of the battle phase stops. I don't think we need that many of that effect. And then as far as Dust Tornado goes, I actually think it's better to have Rugs for the fucking Caius or whatever. Mask of Restrict is good. Yeah, Rug also stops Monk, which is kind of cool. So that's their power play. We'll side out an Upstart. Actually, I'm going to side out all 3 Upstarts. I want to play a set 5 game. And Mind Crush seems pretty good. Kinda. We could also bring in Swarm of Locusts, just have an extra monster threat. Yeah, let's do that. I like the Locusts. I think it's like... It's one of those cards that's not good enough to main. But in some of these matchups where they have a lot of back row, they have Doom Caliber Knights, you're kind of threat light. Like, you need to do something against them, you know? Maybe Banisher is actually worse than one of these guys. Cyber Dragons. Who knows? I think maybe Cyber Dragon would have been better than Banisher, but Banisher at least prevents the cat activation. Okay, this hand is goated. Yeah, this hand's perfect. We just set Lakuta, and then we set fucking 5. Or set 4. And this is why going first is fucking oppressive with this deck. It's like, it's just, we have Dark Bribe, Royal Oppression, D-Prison. That's like the holy trinity of busted shit, basically. Yeah. On our turn, we're going to be able to flip summon Deslakuta, activate the effect to draw a card. Draws Threatening Roar. Perfect. We're going to set Swarm of Locusts, set Threatening Roar, and then activate the effect of Lakuta to set itself. I'm going to flip Mask of Restrict in their draw phase. This way they cannot Caius us. If they want to flip Spy and activate, we can Oppression the effect. If they just want to flip a guard, they're behind tempo. And that's that, pretty much. Swarm of Locusts will keep the back row clear. Deslacuta's already replaced itself with a +1. We're not in a bad spot. I don't think, at least. The only way this goes south is if they have like multiple sweepers. Which looks like it's possible. We are going to have to chain Dark Bribe to that. Yeah, that has to get bribed. We can't let Cold Wave resolve. Cold Wave doesn't affect Mask of Restrict, so like even if they force through this with a Solemn, then they still couldn't like Tribute for Descendant or Tribute for Caius. They'd have to make a Synchro play. So maybe it would have been better to just chain Threatening Roar, but I like having my monsters like more carefully protected. They're going to mind control the Deslacuta. While that does suck, it is something that's going to happen against this deck. They are going to open their power spells. This is the reason why the Cat deck is even remotely viable, because Cold Wave and Mind Control are 2 of the top 5 cards in the format. What the fuck are you doing? Yeah, first off, you can't... Oh, I guess he's just checking what it was. But he knew what it was. He knew it was Deslacuta. Yeah, maybe just a misclick. Yep, you can draw a card. If he synchros with it, then we can Oppression that, and... We're in a position, not the best position. Here's Guard, okay. Guard's going to bounce my monster. That is annoying, but it's fine. We'll take 1,000. It's not that big of a deal. Can't attack. Mind control. This guy just doesn't know what any of his cards do. Are you not going to synchro with the Deslacuta? Is that something you're not going to do? Okay. That's insane. That blows my fucking mind. Okay, so we're going to activate the effect to set it. And then we're going to flip summon it, activate the effect to draw. More monsters is not ideal, but it's okay. We'll activate the effect to set it again. This time, we will set the Swarm of Locusts again. I don't think we need to attack over the guard quite yet. I think we can utilize our Threatening Roar before we go too far forward. Pass the turn, and then, yeah, we should be all right here. I mean, this is a good position for us. It's not the best position for us, but it is a good position for us. Heavy Storm fucks us, Giant Tornado fucks us, but Dust Tornado on Mask of Restrict. All right. Here comes a Caius. But that's not the worst thing in the world. You know, it's not the worst thing in the world. Could also be a Descendant. Battle phase. Yo, that's questionable. Maybe he's trying to bait this, but I am still going to do it. If you have Book of Moon, you have Book of Moon. If you don't, then... Yeah, he does have Book of Moon. Okay. Yep. That's fine. He can set it. He can flip one of our dudes back to the hand, then he can sack for Caius. He has to set his monster. Okay. This guy's having some motor issues. No cap. He's misclicked like almost every single action. You alright there, buddy? How long has this game been? This game has been a little too long. You got 37 minutes. A lot of it is due to just the opponent taking forever using the platform, which is understandable. Not everyone plays this every single day like I do or whatever. But it doesn't matter. I mean, all things considered, we still have Royal Oppression, we still have Threatening Roar, we still have the tempo advantage, so even flip bounce, even sack for Caius, it's like, alright, next turn we'll just set our guy and then pass. Just sets back row. Interesting. That's crazy. Well, we're going to activate the Lakuta, try to draw a card. You flip the Lakuta here first in case they have Torrential Tribute. Trap Dust Shoot's pretty fucking good. We're going to use the Swarm of Locusts now. We're going to target the original set trap card. I think that's the best one to target. It was Deprison. Nice. Cool. So at this point, we're just going to set both our dudes. I'm going to further set Sanguine. I'm going to set Dark Bribe. And I'm going to set Trap Dust Shoot. And then I'm going to pass. In their draw phase, we will be able to Trap Dust Shoot them. We can leave anything that gets hit by Oppression or doesn't matter due to Threatening Roar. They have double Ryza. They do have the Torrential, but it wasn't committed to the board. Interesting. I don't think I care about Spy. So we'll take one of the Ryzas. So we got Ryza, Spy, Torrential. Yep. Yeah, Spy doesn't matter because we have Oppression. And the first Ryza is going to be pretty good. It's going to be pretty good. No cap. So the guard's going to be able to bounce something. He's going to bounce the Sanguine. Alright. They are going to attack the Deslakuta. At this moment in time, I think it's in our best interest to Threatening Roar. This forces the action. They have to Ryza this turn now. You have to Ryza. And whatever you Ryza, you're either hitting the Swarm of Locusts or you're hitting the Deslakuta. Probably the Lakuta, I have to imagine. This is the turn where you target that. They're going to target the Swarm of Locusts. So I don't really agree with that play because we're going to be able to flip the Lakuta, draw a card, and then get out of the Ryza lock. Whereas if you target the Lakuta, we flip the Locust, we pop your back row, but we're still Ryza locked and we need another piece of defense to really play through this. So I'm going to activate the Lakuta here to draw a new card. Giving us the new draw is the mistake here. Swarm of Scarabs, not a bad one. Not a bad one at all. We do need a way to out this Ryza. So we're going to go ahead and activate this guy, set him, set the Swarm of Scarabs. We know that's Torrential, we know the hand is Spy, and we know the other back row is not Torrential. Basically, we have Dark Bribe for whatever. He can only kill one of these cards with Ryza. The only way this gets awkward is if he normal summons Spy. And I don't think the opponent's going to see that line. Yep. Exactly. There goes Deslakuta, and that's perfectly fine. This Swarm Flip is going to force the Ryza activation. Him setting his own Spy into his own Torrential doesn't really make a lot of sense, but okay. We're going to flip some Swarm of Scarabs, target the Ryza. Go ahead and blow that guy up. Deprison was a great draw. That's a Spy, so we don't need to commit too much into it. We're going to set Sanguine, and then we're going to activate the effect of Scarabs to set it, and set Deprison as well. If they flip Spy, it's going to be met with Royal Oppression. They can then chain Torrential Tribute. And we just let that resolve. Because it'll pop our Sanguine, and Sanguine can go find us. Deslakuta, which is the best card in our deck. Cool. Either that or it's Golem Sentry, but I think Deslakuta is the best thing to find in these positions. Yeah. Next turn we can pressure with Banisher if we want to. We could just set the Swarm, try to play through the back row first. Or we could just set the Lakuta and start drawing cards. Keep in mind their deck has... Rise is so interesting. That leads me to believe that they're playing like Dark Simorgh too. Which is kind of weird. Space Typhoon's good. We'll set that, and we'll set the Lakuta. We have Deep Prison to protect from one threat, and then Oppression will protect from the follow-ups. So the first normal summon that attacks gets Deep Prisoned, and then Royal Oppression negates any special summon stuff after that, like Call the Hunter or whatever. Heavy Storm, that's got to get bribed. That's got to get negated. Okay. Torrential's gone. That's one of the few outs to Deslakuta. They still have Solemn, I'm assuming. Here's Erebellum. That's fine. This attacks. We deprison. And now we're very far ahead. Because we get the exact position we want. Open board with 2 sets in play. Opponent can't make 2 plays into a Royal Oppression. We're going to get value out of every single one of these every single turn. It's just going to be really difficult for the opponent to ever deal with this, especially now that we drew Mirror Force too. So, draws an extra card every turn. Now, Golem Sentry is interesting here. I think it's actually the best set. We're not going to attack with the Deslakuta. We don't have to. We can eventually just clear the back row with Swarm of Locusts, and I think the Deslakuta is higher value in play than playing into Deep Prison. Royal Oppression is an okay draw. If they ever clear this one, then that's that. Flip the Lakuta first, draw a new card. Starlight Road, kind of mid, but whatever. Better to draw new cards than not. Return that card to the hand. We'll activate the Deslakuta, set it, Golem Sentry attack for 800. If they have Mirror Force, they're pretty much forced to use it here. Yep. Oh shit. Okay. And then main phase 2, we'll set the Swarm. Believe. Either that or we summon Banisher. I think it's just set Swarm. Yep. Not a bad spot to be in. I could have set the second Royal Oppression or whatever. Here's a Lure. That's okay. To play around Typhoon. What are my other sets? Yeah, I probably should have set like Road or something. Or Oppression to play around Typhoon. But, you know, if they have Typhoon, whatever, they have Typhoon. They have to have like Typhoon, Monk, Spell, etc., etc. They're playing Caius and Ryza in this deck. That's crazy. Multiple Ryzas, by the way. Not just one. Multiple. We know they have a set monster, which is whatever. End phase, we're going to Typhoon their set card. Just get it before it's chainable in case it's a Dust Tornado. Oh, man. I mean, we didn't have to do this because we have Locusts, but I think it's better to just hit it now while it's before it's chainable. Please send to the grave. Yep. Okay, cool. Awesome. T-Fissure, not the best draw, but whatever. Waboku is exactly what we wanted, actually. That's pretty much where we want to be. We'll set this guy. Set this guy, and then just probably pass. Look at their grave. What do they got? Let's also normal this guy. Let's just get him into play. I think preventing like graveyard shit is nice here. Yeah, I think it's fine. The set monster has a good chance of being a spy, so I'm not attacking it until I have the cards I need. They can't flip the spy ever into the oppression, so they're kind of just like in a position where like they have to Monarch. And then Monarch will play into Mirror Force. Yep, there's Caius. So the spy gets banished. Caius is going to target, I'm assuming, Royal Oppression. Maybe Deslakuta. But just depends on what they want to target. We still have like all the outs in the world right now, so it's like Yep, they're going to hit Royal Oppression. That's fine. It's kind of chill. They're going to attack. We're going to Mirror Force. Banishes the Caius. And we should be good to win. Ooh, L-Lab is good too. Let's go ahead and flip this little guy. Draw an extra card. My body as a shield is nice. Okay. This does play into Gores, but I'm going to put them on not having Gores in their hand. Or maybe even in their deck. Attack directly. Please take 500. This has taken a long time. Looks like they don't have Gores. In phase 2, we can set both of these cards. We can set My Body, Royal Oppression, activate level limit area B, set Starlight Road, and pass. And this is just like what could you possibly do? Heavy Storm is gone. Cold Wave is gone. GG's. GG's. That was a tough one for the opponent. And that was a tough one for me too. That dealt me a lot of psychic damage. I hope you guys enjoyed this deck. I will probably never play it ever again. I don't find it to be all that fun. I think it's a cool deck. I think there's a lot of decisions that are to be made with it. But I think it's one of those decks that like, you play it when you have no soul. Anyway, leave a comment, leave a like, leave a subscribe, and check out the new series coming soon with Card Path this week. It's going to be a blast. Peace out, everyone.